And we're live. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Holy Crap, the Vlogcast. Vlogcast that comes from a skeptical point of view to answer some of the questions of why. The Vlogcast started as a combination of spite and the Streisand effect because... Oh... How can I best nicely put this? Do you people actually know what the Dunning-Kruger effect is? Because I get the funny feeling that some people are wearing it like a badge of honor, and it ain't. Part of this is follow through with the old adage, sometimes the journey is more important than the destination. I'm your main host. I'm known as Shujin Tribble all over the place. It's really hard to miss me. Shujin. You can pretty well find me everywhere under that. Let me go ahead and introduce you to, well, almost everybody, which is nice, which is very nice. Speaking of which, coughing in the top left-hand corner of the continent. Up there, almost near Yellowknife. Good evening, Dalan. Welcome back.
Yeah, to say I'm near Yellowknife is to say that Los Angeles is near to New York.
Yes, I understand that. Which, by the way, I actually did look it up. They are currently hovering at minus 29 Celsius, which means it's actually almost seasonal.
Yeah, it's just cold.
Yes, they're supposed to be going down to minus 34.
Yeah, so it's just going to go from cold to cold.
Yep, pretty much. But as we know full well, that's what it's supposed to be right about now. So when you're measuring global warming in degrees of Burr, you know, it kind of makes you wonder a little bit. Swinging to the right on the opposite side of the continent, north of the border from me, in the land of bliss right now.
Yeah, or something like that.
Good morning, Heretic Woman.
Good morning. I gotta stop throwing my back out. Other than that, it's kind of blissful.
Yeah, that would be very helpful.
It would. It's -6 here, but yesterday it was so warm we were out running errands without coats. So,
well, then again, you've also got all that alcohol in your blood, so you just it doesn't matter, right?
if you think so.
That's what happens on that side of the border. Down and to the left, into the Midwest of the U.S. Good evening, Brigid.
Good evening.
South of me into Pittsburgh. Good morning, Joey.
If you say so.
I do, because it's my show, god damn it. And off to the right, where maybe some people are getting paid. It's kind of hard to tell these days. UnrenownedTech, good morning. And he is not back from getting himself a drinky poo. Well,
oh, some of them are getting paid.
Yes.
Very, very few of them, but they're the ones on top.
Yes, there's a whole thing with that, man. We'll get around to all of that. Joseph at the moment is.
Go ahead.
Excuse me.
You all right there?
He's hacking up lung.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. I am still kind of. I've still got a bit of a cough. For those of you that are watching live, know full well that I am drinking yet again another liter of Tang that I started before we even got started over here. Yes, my big mug over here. Yes, it has writing on it. It's got my. There's stuff about that. So
there are two delightful things I remember from my time in Uncle Sam's service. First, RHIP.
Yep.
And second, shit rolls downhill.
Yeah. So anytime anybody wants to talk about trickle-down economics, remind them of that little truism too. That's a whole other thing. Anyway, for those of you that are watching live, of course, thank you very much. I know full well we've got you over there. Stephanie, hi, good morning. Fearless, hello. I'm sure that we'll probably get a couple of other folks popping in. And of course, as always, if you are listening after the fact, feel free to join us sometime over on YouTube. Make the announcements on all the social media because it's kind of the thing to do. And you can join us and interact because some people stay up super late, during the holiday season because Gravmas. I don't know. There's all. I'm trying to figure out if there's the Raelians. Do they even have a holiday of any kind? I get the funny feeling they're like the only ones that don't. Well, other than the usual cast of crazies, the J-dubs in particular, Scientologists too. Come to think of it, you know what? I don't think I really want to go down that rabbit hole right now because I'm going to start going down to the Norse, and we know for well that any day you can drink is a good one. So
yeah.
Well, just be assured if you cough up a lung, Shujin, I will scrape it up and put it back in for you.
Oh, that's just absolutely delicious to think about. Ever so much. Thank you ever so much for that.
Now that's what I call a healthcare system.
Why don't you just give me a whole bunch of paper cuts, pour lemon juice on it while you're at it. Thank you ever so much. There's some people that actually get that reference. You're welcome.
Really actually have 4 holidays a year.
Really?
Yeah. One of them was just on December 13th. Maitreya Rael's first encounter with an extraterrestrial human being whose name was Yahweh, who revealed to him the truth about our origins.
Huh.
Uh-huh.
And then October 7, they celebrate the second encounter with Yahweh the alien, where Rael was taken to the planet of our creators, the Elohim. First Sunday of April, which commemorates the scientific creation of the first human being in a laboratory. And August 6th, the day of the explosion of the first atomic bomb over Hiroshima, which is the day our humanity entered the age of apocalypse. Oh, it's considered the Raelian New Year's.
Wait, the day that Hiroshima got bombed is the Raelians' New Year's Day.
New Year's, yes. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are people that follow this cult.
Yes, there are.
Don't be one of them.
Yeah. That doesn't exactly roll off the tongue. This is the dawning of the age of apocalypse. Actually, wait a minute. It does fit.
It does fit.
It does fit. Damn.
Armageddon wouldn't fit, but apocalypse does.
Age of Armageddon. Age of Argon. No. It you know what? I'll get in touch with the guys from Def Leppard. We'll see what we can do for some figures from there. There's some people who get that. Don't clear your throat at me. I heard that tone of voice. Give that to me. Anyway, speaking of holidays, just a little bit. I was having a little bit of fun and teasing at everybody's expense. I was going to get the little one a Switch, but after discussing it, we've kind of come to the conclusion that he's getting a button maker because that's what he wants. And then considering that was less than $100 and a Switch is $3 before you even do anything with it, we were in a ThinkGeek, and at the local ThinkGeek, instead of being $120 on the website, it's $100. Instead of the $150 it was originally when it first came out. So,
we weren't gonna.
Enterprise, Spock here.
We were going to tell people we don't want wedding presents, but
Although
I don't know what the groom would do because he's yeah.
Well, look at the bright side. It can't be paired to 2 different phones, so that you guys can battle between who's got Bluetooth turned on and who don't.
He wouldn't be. Yeah, he doesn't use Bluetooth anything. So
that's it.
Yeah, he's like, he knows what Star Trek is, and he knows who Captain Kirk is and Spock and stuff, but that's about as far as his interest goes.
That's okay. That's a start. Can
It
always
is.
indoctrinate him into everything else later. Although, to be fair, as far as the coolest tech, this is still the coolest tech because, and forgive me for making the sound effect when it opens up again. Sorry, I had to do that one. Okay. It's got 3 indicator lights, 2 buttons. One button is only press in, and that's typically, on off. And then the one on the outside is a 4-way jog with a press. And the brilliance that they put into this was that last button, push up for one sound, hold up for another sound, push twice for a third sound. And that goes for all of the other directions, except for holding it down, in which case it goes into Bluetooth pairing mode. But then if you hold the first button and then do all the other stuff, you've got other stuff that it does, and it talks to the phone. And I'm sorry. This doesn't have a screen. It doesn't have buttons for you to dial traditionally with, if you can even call it that. But for impressive tech with minimalist abilities, it's hard to beat this. It really is. And not just for the fact that it is what it is, but I mean, wow. You guys, designers, freaking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Great job.
Awesome.
And I've gone ahead and buzzed enough time to basically say, God damn it, Tech, are you actually there yet? This is not good because he's not back yet.
Fell in.
Could be. I don't know. Anyway. So, hi. Yeah, it's the end of the year. We got stuff to talk about, and stuff that we want to forget, stuff that we have to remember. But yeah, we'll kind of deal with a little bit of that. I'll just leave you with one thought before I actually launch into the right stuff. A couple of nights ago, I actually played the Jib Jab New Year's thing for 2009 because I didn't have the one for 2008. I forgot that 2009 was Octomom.
Oh, damn.
Anybody else remember that one?
Yikes.
Yeah. So, yeah. That was also when we got Barack Obama. Yeah, things have changed. Things have changed. And Tech is back long enough so that we can actually say, hi, you made it. Thanks.
Hi.
I actually was trying to stretch to try and wait for you to show up. Damn it. I know. I'm glad you're able to make it. Go you. Anyway. So, if I end up disappearing for a couple of seconds vocally, it's because it's the closest thing I've got to a cough button in. If it was an actual radio studio, there would be an actual button on the desktop that if you know you're going to cough or sneeze, you push it down and it mutes your microphone while you're holding it down. Me, I don't have that luxury. I just have to completely cut off the mic feed into the Hangout. So just sorry.
Or at least a 3-second delay for somebody else to do it.
If only, but we don't have that luxury either. TTTF, hi. Glad you're able to make it. So how about I get rolling over here and we have a little bit of fun, because I actually had to write down a couple of notes this time. And you know me, I don't do that. So with my timer, where the hell is it? There it is. With 5 minutes on the clock, your 5-minute freestyle starts right now. This time it is Anti-intellectualism. As usual, I've had to deal with somebody on Facebook yet again. Joy. The problem of it is, said person, and I'm not going to name names because, truth be told, I don't even remember at this point. I don't care. I've basically written them off. Give you an idea. Person is an emergency services professional in a metropolis city. Which one in particular, I'm not going to name. Which branch of emergency services is immaterial at this point. However, they wanted to go ahead and basically advocate for the border security and the wall, and used one of the tropes that goes back to 1914 about how immigrants overall make more, how can I best put this, crime happen. There was actually a governmental study, and great, now I've forgotten if it was 1911 or 1914. In any case, they went ahead and they basically said that, amongst others, we Dago Wops, we Italians, were one of those who were genetically predisposed, not their words, mine, they used other terminology for it, for law breaking. Again, I'm paraphrasing. Now, this person is one person, claims to have 20 years experience in these emergency services, claims to have seen time and time again young people, especially young girls, being kept hostage, raped, tortured, beaten, sold into sexual slavery. You get the whole rigmarole. And I actually had to say, look, you are one person in a city of, let's call it, I'm overblowing the number intentionally, a city of 10 million. You're not even a blip on the radar of what's actually happening in society. Basically gave me the whole, well, why the hell should I believe you? You're just words on a screen. Okay. How about this study that came out only within the last 5 years, with 50 years worth of accumulated data, composed by 5 primary researchers, comprising the entirety of the United States, not just one metropolis, not just your single metropolis, but all 300 million over the course of 50 years. And their conclusion is, statistically, that your opinion of immigrants is wrong. Your opinion, as much as you say, I'm not anti-immigrant, I'm not prejudiced against immigrants, bullshit. You want to go ahead and say that you've got all of the information and you're the only one that you need to listen to, and you want to blow me off? Fine. You want to blow me off because it's just me? That's fine. But when I go ahead and quote chapter and verse and even link you to the goddamn study, and then you go ahead and say, I'm not going to listen to some guy's term paper. Oh, really? That's the way it's going to be? Anti-intellectualism can be traced back in this country to many organizations through the middle of the 20th century. You can go back to 1642, a paper called The Powering Out of the Seven Vials by John Cotton, who said, amongst other things, and I quote from it, "The more learned and witty you be, the more fit to act for Satan you will be." You want to know how far back this whole idea of anti-intellectual goes? It can be traced back to as far back as over 200 BCE. Let's see how good my my Chinese is. Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of unified China. He, on the advice of his councils, went ahead and made dissent a thing that was not allowed to be done. He controlled the populace by telling them, what you think is what I think, because I'm right. You want to go ahead and you don't want to believe me because it's just one guy. Fine. You want to go ahead and say that actual research scientists and their published work is some guy's term paper? I don't have time to waste on people like you. As Worf once said, then die in ignorance. I can waste no more time on you. It's episode 242 on the docket, Your Honor. End of the line. It's the end of the year. Huzzah. We made it. And the planet is not yet a flaming pile of glowing radioactive mud. But, as they say, the year is not yet over. But that's a whole other thing for a little bit later. Heretic Woman, before I go ahead and start coughing, I don't have any new news, do you?
No, I do not. And that was him coughing again.
Yeah, so much so that I just got a little bit lightheaded. So that was delicious. That's wonderful. That's making my ears go ahead and say, yeah, this is bad things going on right now. So with no new news at the moment, which we hate because nobody loves to do the whole hurry up and wait thing. And as of the recording of tonight's show, it is now 6 years, 6 months, 15 days since Rafe Badawi was unjustly incarcerated for thought crime. Our hopes and our thoughts are still with you and your family, and we're still waiting. So, dumpster fire. My God. You know, thinking about putting together tonight's show, and I had other stuff that was kind of getting in the way of it. You know, it feels like that is the term that has been bantered around most often this year. And I can't say that they're wrong. From everything that's been going on with my country's leadership, as Stephanie has said, you know, want to forget about Brexit. Thank you very much. I'm kind of paraphrasing a little bit. She put it nicer than I did. To stuff going on with military buildups in Russia and North Korea and stuff. You know, I don't know what term really sums up this year short of dumpster fire. And that hurts. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but that really sucks to me. And I'm hoping that maybe you guys have got a less cynical outlook on it than I do. I sincerely hope, at least. Yeah, I heard that. Go ahead, man. I know full well that you've got stuff going on because of, you know, work and locality. Go ahead, Tech. I heard you.
It's
that
Yeah.
sigh. You know what? Hold on. That sigh right there says so much, doesn't it?
It does, because the problem is that we have somebody who is holding public office that has been doing so many wrong things. Sometimes those wrong things are illegal. Other times they're just things that upset other people. Some of them are things that they're not entirely sure if they break the law or not and have to research them. And the problem is that he's doing all these things so often, so frequently, that the entire process that's put into play, that it can't keep up with him. And that's one person that's causing all this problems. And right now he's got the government shut down, and there are branches of the government going, look, we'd love to continue working on our cases against them, but he's basically shut down the government. We can't work. And because hold on a second.
So, yeah, the for what it's worth, for those that don't remember, roughly a week ago, President Trump had gone ahead and said, actually a little bit more than a week ago, you know, I will shut down the government if I don't get my $5 billion for my wall of steel. Yeah, and there's a thing about it, and he went ahead and said, I will gladly take the mantle for this one. I will take the blame because I'm going to be the one doing it, and you dumbass Democrats, you're the ones that are causing all this problem. It's like, well, anyway. So yeah, that's been fun to listen to, because it's not just a wall, and I have to. Oh, damn it! There's a thing going around that says that there may be reasons for the steel tariff, but that's something I haven't been able to look up. But that's a whole thing.
It's interesting you said that he would take the blame for stuff.
Well, he said it, not me.
Yeah,
He never does.
yeah. See, here's the thing: when you're a narcissist of the highest order, okay, nothing you do is wrong. Everything you do is right. Even if somebody says, no, look, here, this legally binding contract says that what you've just done is wrong, the narcissist goes, your contract's wrong. I'm right. It doesn't matter. This is a guy who could go out, take a gun, blow off somebody's head, probably a minority, and say, I've done the right thing. And everybody else could say, no, you didn't. You just killed an American citizen. No, you just killed a human being. And he'd be like, no, I'm fine. You're wrong. I was in the right.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody managed to prove him wrong, he would just denounce it as fake news. This is not a man who is who is psychologically fit to be a president. This is a man who should have never, ever been allowed to run for office. And he is a prime example of the reason why we really do need to have like a psychological evaluation of this guy done to get him the hell out, because it would show that he's completely unfit to do anything short of sit in a padded room and bang his head against the wall. I mean, it's nuts. I mean,
yeah.
You cannot take an office where the primary role is leadership and diplomacy, possibly war, in terms of leading the military, various branches of the military. But and let them sit there and go, I'm a good person. I do all the right things. Screw you, blow you up and crash the economy. I'm a good person. I do all the Fox News, Fox and Friends says good things about me, so I'm doing good things. CNN is fake news. ABC is fake news. NBC is fake news. Wall Street Journal fake news. It's like, dude, how I really feel about you legally can't be said, because then I'd have the Secret Service knocking on my door.
Or you're thinking it really loud.
How about this? Maybe we go back in time, right? And replace the condom that has a hole in it that your mom used with one that doesn't have a hole in it. How about that? Secret Service can't pin that shit on me.
Oh, yeah. As an aside, by the way, Echelon, hi. We know that you guys are still working. So, congratulations. some people know what that is, and other people,
yeah. It's a cluster in this country.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a lot of people that I have talked to who thought that Trump was basically going to be a puppet. It's like, oh, look, he's a businessman. He's not a politician. He doesn't know how to play the game. The politicians are going to wear him like a glove. Even I thought that for a little while. And then I remembered back to the new press releases of Trump, and I realized, oh, they might wear him like a glove for a few things, but he's going to wreck everything he touches like he always has. There's going to be lives lost. And if you look, how many, there's been kids that have died in those migration camps, those little tent cities for people coming into the country. Yeah. Little kids. Sure. I pin that on Trump, but he doesn't, so he can sleep at night because he did no wrong. Because that's how a narcissist thinks. They do no wrong. They themselves are right. And if you don't believe me, go on Reddit and go to the subs about the narcissistic parents and read what people have to say who have narcissistic parents, how those parents treat their kids growing up, how those parents treat other people when going out to eat or going to the store. And you look at that, and then you look at Trump and you go, oh, shit. And then you look at Trump and being president and you go, oh, double shit. All right.
Yeah. By the way, Felix has got something over here. Why does this remind me of an American version of the Berlin Wall? It's not too far from the truth, but here's the thing. I saw one of the best protest signs held up by a little girl. Build a wall, and my generation is just going to have to tear it down again.
Down, yeah.
I loved that. I know full well she didn't make it herself, because there's no way that a kid that age would understand that reference, but whoever it was that did that for her, well done. Did a good job. Now, the worst part about it is we've got all this crap that's been happening over here, and it's been trickling over the border up into Ontario, which has just made everybody go, what the hell?
Oh, poor
Tell
guy.
me about it. Yes, Mr. Ford, or as people like
Ford
to
the
call
Lesser.
drug fraud is a popular name. Yes, he is. It's like he's trying to be Trump's little mini-me. Like, he's trying to copy all the same kinds of stupidity. Like, he's targeting any kind of environmental protection laws. He's targeting education. He's targeting trans people. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you that lets you think that we want that shit up here? Because we don't.
Does his doctor also say that he's 239 pounds?
It probably.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Mr. Ford, Ford the Lesser, is only lesser in compassion. He could be the action stand-in double for Kingpin. That's a Spider-Verse reference. We got to see that today.
I didn't get to see that yet.
It was good. It was good.
There are too many movies that are out right now that I just don't have time to see them all. Thursday, I went and saw Aquaman.
Okay.
It was good. They did a good job of it. You know, people can say, like, oh, you know, it's not canon in DC and blah, 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 blah. You know what? Shut the hell up. Go watch the movie and judge it on merits of, did it make you cheer? Did it make you laugh? Did you go to see a movie where people get their asses handed to them? If the answer is yes, then it's a good movie.
Mortal Engines made me cheer, laugh, cry, and cheer again.
Yeah. There were only one or two cringy bits in Aquaman, and it's just because I'm not in tune with apparently today's sense of humor. There are a couple of lines that are just like, I just kind of look like, really? Did you actually have to say that because it offered absolutely nothing to the plot? But then today, my sister wanted to go see Mary Poppins Returns.
Oh, I heard about that.
And because I am, the keeper of the points, we went. And I will say this. If you're a fan of the old one, of the original,
and I'm sure most of us are,
this one is a good salute. I was surprised. It has all the earmarks of the classic old-timey musicals that Disney was famous for back in the day. The musical score, very well done. Now the plot line, it actually does picks up during the Great Depression, or the slump, I think they called it in England. But it is the two siblings from the original, and it's the Michael, that's the son. It's his kids that are now dealing with Mary Poppins. There are a couple of interesting cameos in it, but overall, they did a good job of it.
Cool.
I was very impressed. But yeah, I want to go see Mortal Engines. I want to go see Bumblebee. I want to go see a couple of others.
I want to see Bumblebee too.
Yeah, the one thing I like about Bumblebee is that just what I've seen. What is it?
we saw the trailer, by the way.
Yeah, but but I'm starting to see scenes of like Gen 1 Transformers in there, and I'm like, it took you long enough.
Yep, exactly. I was watching the trailer, and I was also just like, they did it right. There's Soundwave. There's probably Starscream.
Oh, I saw Starscream in his original paint job.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was looking at. And Shockwave, I think. Anyway, but yeah, I was with you on that one too. And wow, it only took them how many movies to come up with what we might actually consider to go to see?
The thing is, and this is what I've I've talked to a few people recently about this. Okay, so let's say Michael Bay, Mr. Explodey Wody, he's allowed to do Transformers, but he said, okay, we want you to kind of go from the start.
Mr. Explodey Lodi. Dalan, 2018. Barely. All right.
Points
All right.
if you get the Doctor Who reference.
I didn't, but anyway.
Yeah, well, that would explain it. Anyways, the biggest problem with reboots or inspired movies, I find, is that if you're going to tell the same damn story that was told 40 years ago in a cartoon with like no changes, I think you're missing the point. Because the story's already been like, it's look, guys, it's been there, done that. Do we constantly have to go back and revisit the same damn story over and over and over and over again because reasons? Well, no, and to me, that's I just don't I don't like that.
Oh, I'm getting sick of it too. Like every time you turn around, it's like reboot of XYZ. I'm like, no, we don't.
Well, okay. I saw the trailer for the new Lion King. Okay, graphically, looks impressive. But is this going to be a frame by frame retelling of the story that was done in the epic cartoon that put that whole thing on the map? Because if it's going to be doing it just that all over again, what is the damn point?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Here's the problem, because you run into the opposite problem every once in a while. Remember the epic rep battles of history complaining about Superman? How many times are they going to retell your story? Yeah. They've changed you around.
Yeah.
You've been boring since the 1940s.
Yeah,
It's only-
Spider-Man, same thing.
Well,
Yep.
but
How many times have we gone through that one in recent years?
okay. To be fair, the comics have had a lot more fun being able to change out how things have worked, and admittedly, it's a lot easier to ink and paint, changes. But yeah, the idea of taking take the framework and make something more relevant today, that makes much more sense. We're completely going off down a different area that I was anticipating today.
Okay.
Doug Ford's sequel.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, how about this then? Okay, things in 2018. Like you were talking about, was last year was Octomom, or 2016 was Octomom.
2009.
Okay.
209.
Yeah, I think some of the things that we'll be known for this year, Tide Pods.
That was
Having certain presidents not eat enough of them.
Tide Pods was 2017, wasn't it?
No, I think it was this year.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what was this year, because I've mentioned it already before, was Hawaii thinking that they were going to get nuked off the map.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That was January.
Damn.
Nice way to kick off the year, right?
Uh-huh. Not fun.
No.
Nope.
No, not. But the bright side is, imagine how relieved you'd be when you find out I actually do have to do my term paper for tomorrow. Shit.
Yeah, that would definitely
Black humor,
suck,
man. That's
too.
all I got.
Definitely suck.
What else do we see this year? Well, on a personal note, I can honestly say that 2018 was hospital free for me,
Which
For a
I'm
change.
very happy for.
you know, considering I've been in and out of those establishments since 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's a nice thing to.
Yeah, let's hold on a second. Let's just kind of backtrack through that. You were actually hospitalized for what was it, 3 months straight, almost?
Well, the surgery that I had last year, which was supposed to be routine, that kind of spiraled out of control because of the infection that I ended up getting.
Right.
That was 2 months in hospital, and then 2 months at home recovering. Still able to work from home, but really housebound because of, home care and stuff.
No, I got you. My point was you were in a bed in a hospital
for 2 months.
for 2
It
months.
was like 64 days or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Brigid, you amongst us would know best. Here, that would break damn near anybody, even with insurance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be looking at $500,000 easy.
Well, I was squirrely after 5 days in ICU, let alone 2 months.
Well, no, and the thing is, being able to stay there and being able to afford it, that was never an issue with me.
Yep.
With me, it was more like, can't you guys do your effing job? Which, I've learned.
The answer is no.
No, like what I've learned is that, I fell into the ER trap where you watch a TV show and person comes in at the start of the show and goes out after making a full recovery with, no scars, and is able to hop, skip, and cartwheel out of there at the end of the show, which is only an hour away.
Right.
So when I heard the infectious diseases department say, I hope this combination works, the logic error that sort of popped into my head really didn't do me very well. It was not good. You learn pretty quick that if you're in there, it's because that they're trying, and they don't have a solution for everything, in their back pocket.
Yeah, that's something worth just really quickly. Brigid, when doctor and head nurse tell you, yeah, we're kind of hoping this is the right way to go and this is going to work, and that can't be a good moment right there.
No, that's one thing. If you're a patient, you don't want to hear that.
No.
But then again, that's why you have so many different kinds of specialists, and sometimes you have to call them in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, I can get away with understanding how difficult that can be, because when we knew that there was no longer a viable chance of hope for my wife, we spoke with her main oncologist, who still a lovely gentleman. One of these days I should really get back in touch with him and find out how things have gone. And the head nurse. When the head nurse and your main oncologist have to tell you what's going on, you know full well
It hits the fan.
Mhm.
effectively so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was one of those moments where I really realized, those jobs, is as wonderful as it is to have a success, there are those times, and I can't believe that there's really training to work with it. You just kind of have to deal with the reality that, what did they say on MASH? Rule 1, war kills young boys. Rule 2, doctors can't change rule 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sometimes you lose, and it just kind of happens.
And
I'm
quite
glad
a
we
few-
did not lose you.
Yeah. I'm pretty glad of that too, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm a little bit on the possessive side.
Yeah.
shall we say.
It's funny. There's a lot of people that are like that.
Yeah, it's because you're food, damn it.
Yeah. I had I think I had, if I remember correctly, I had something like 18 roommates.
Oh,
in
damn.
the well, no, just because everybody else was getting out before I was.
Right.
Now, not necessarily all good. I mean, I had, let's see, there was one guy, he had to have he had a mass removed from his body. They didn't say whether or not it was a tumor, but they took that. They took an organ. I can't remember which. I think it was a spleen. They took a couple of ribs with it because it was just that big.
Damn.
And also took what was it? Well, needless to say, he's now on an ostomy bag.
No.
Now, I met about 4 or 5 people that had to get those put in. And let me tell you, there ain't an air freshener strong enough, ladies and gentlemen, when they're first getting set up for that. It made for some pretty smelly days.
Yikes.
But there were people who were, somebody had appendicitis. One person, she was 19, had inoperable colon cancer. They opened her up. They basically opened her up, went, oh shit, and closed her back up.
Yeah.
And that was not a conversation I really should have been listening to.
Yeah.
And I've mentioned that particular one on this show a couple of times. If ever there was a moment that broke what was left of me in that place, that was it. Listening to someone that young, realizing that this was it. And there was literally nothing the medical community could do save divine intervention. And there was enough praying for it right there. I'll say that much. And where was he?
Nowhere to be found.
Yep. So 2017, not so good. 2018, thankfully, I didn't have to go through any of that crap. A couple of follow-up visits with some specialists to see how I was doing, that kind of stuff. But that was really just more like a doctor's appointment. That was not. Check in, put your clothes over there, put on this gown that is never going to fit you. And get comfortable. We're having no salt mashed potatoes again for supper.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Yeah. But no, I'm grateful that that this year I was able to just live.
Sometimes it's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it.
No, I can't say as I blame you. So outside of various dumpster fire problems and actually getting more along the lines of having good stuff going on, you guys who are watching and paying attention along with us, yeah, I'm doing good. Feel free to drop your stuff too if there's something that's memorable for you at this point. I'll tell you the thing that I kind of have to do because I need to, and it sucks. And I didn't tell this to anybody. Almost nobody. I did tell one person because I kind of needed to vent it out.
Excuse me.
I have decided to discontinue registration for and hosting for the website that I had been using for the fundraising that I had been doing. And I'm going basically because it's been woefully underused. And truth be told, it's not doing anything that's really worthwhile for the time being. So if I really want to go ahead and have things working out of Second Life with SQL calls and PHP requests and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to need to have somebody redo that for me, and screw it, I'll just rent it off of my main domain and work it from there because whatever. And I'll just rebuild a new group out of Facebook and just run it that way. It sucks. It hurts. And what can I tell you? 13 years of running this marathon, it kind of grinds away at a lot of stuff, and
Yeah.
I don't have the strength to continue that piece on. It sucks. It hurts, but at this point, I just kind of have to say I can't do that. And I have to admit that to myself, and that sucks because I'm one of those people that truly believes that he is Superman, Spider-Man in my case, because he was always my guy, and there's nothing I can do about it. So need to kind of pack that up and move it along. So by the way, Felis, the box that you've got that has all the error text and whatnot, yeah, there's a reason for that, and that's part of the reason that I need to redo. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. I know that's kind of a very specific thing to a very specific person. It's not FCC regs, so they can't get on my ass for it. That's something that you're not allowed to do on broadcast radio, by the way. Did you know that? You're not allowed to do that. Yeah, I learned that. I actually learned some stuff about broadcasting. Never took a broadcasting class in my life, but I actually read some of the books. Because I'm a nudge that way. Leave me alone. Anyway. So the rest of you guys, come on. There's got to be something good, something bad, something indifferent. something that doesn't involve bodily harm to
Something that doesn't involve the head Cheeto.
I was going to say just general elected officials because North Carolina, but that's a whole other thing. You know what? I'll tell you a good, because Heretic Woman and Brigid, you guys are going to appreciate this. Does the name Hickory, North Carolina ring a bell?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yes,
Well,
indeedy.
Okay, Hickory, North Carolina. Dalan, you weren't there for it, but
No, I ain't been to Hickory.
you weren't there, but you got paperwork from there. Anyway,
Yes,
that
we
was where
Yes.
Reason Con was, and we had a good time with that. I'm going to present to you a piece of seriously, what the F, guys? That actually ends up becoming a apparently people have been iced in Hickory. And by iced, this is now an acronym for internal combustion engine. What has been happening is some of these people that have got these big internal combustion engine vehicles, like 4x4s and that kind of thing, have been intentionally parking up the spaces in front of the Tesla supercharger things to charge up cars.
All that.
Now, there are a number of places. There are a number of places where, there's not much of anything that Tesla can do about it because they're renting space. Specifically, there was a Sheetz in Hickory that they some folks had the problem. And that's annoying because these people have been yelling F Tesla at the people before they can actually get in there and charge up their vehicles. And that's annoying. Here's where it gets to be the turn that frown upside down kind of moment. And in response to this, Tesla has gone ahead and said there's not much that we can really do when we're, renting space from third-party organizations. But we're working very diligently to bring far more charging stations available so that you don't run into this problem, if ever, anymore. And that's a really good thing to me, because an opportunity for this to just be, you're running into a problem? Okay, let's go ahead and make it even harder for them to cause this problem for you. Thank you, Tesla. I don't know what the actual carbon footprint is for these cars, but you know what? If it's on par with a normal car for production, and then there's virtually nothing left after that that's going into the atmosphere, that's a win in my book. Because any opportunity to generate more power through, other stuff, photovoltaics, or wind, or water, because, freely available. Little bit by little bit. Last I heard, I think it was 15% efficiency on photovoltaics, and fine by me. A little bit at a time, a little bit here, a little bit there. For folks that were, by the way, paying attention, Joey unfortunately did have to drop out at this point. So, yeah, we do. Sorry. Red or what? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to get the wine. Phyllis sent me wine for Christmas. Thank you.
Aww. And he's coughing again.
Yeah, well, it happened. I warned you. I did warn you. Sorry.
You did. Well,
Yeah.
I am not coughing because I buggered my back this afternoon, and if I was to start coughing, I'd probably fall over in agony. So
You keep using that term. I do not think it means what you think it means.
what?
Because I'm pretty sure if you check, buggering your back is not really physically possible.
Oh, we use the word for many more things than just that up here. I mean, up here we would call people buggers. You know, you bugger just about anything up.
Yeah, there's that.
That's what I could have said fucked it up. Would you prefer that?
Actually, you know what? Considering Deadpool is Canadian, sure. Yeah, you can get away with that. I don't care. Whatever.
But either way, yes. So the minute I feel a scratch in my throat, I am grabbing for the water and chugging because it hurts a lot. So I really have to stop doing that.
Fair. Can't say what in Canada? Huh?
No.
I'm guessing because of the delay, Felix is probably caught on at this point.
I'm hoping.
I'm hoping. You know what? How about this, Brigid? There's got to be something good. You're still employed.
Yes.
How about we start with that one? That's good.
Yeah, I like to eat.
I can't imagine why. Oh, right, because I mean, Weird Al made an entire career about that.
So we had a good and a bad summer in a way because we went on a trip and the trip was fun, but it only ended up being half of the trip because the motorcycle kind of imploded after the second day out. So there's that. But we did make it to Vegas, and I got to go to my first Star Trek convention with Miss Callie Wright, which if you're going to go to a Star Trek convention other than Shu, that's the person to go with. So that was good. And I got to meet some Star Trek folks, you know, like Nichelle Nichols and Mr. Shatner and Aaron Eisman, who is a lovely fellow. If you don't know, and you should, but if you don't know, he played Nog on DS9. And as I say, a lovely gentleman. Got to see a lot of other famous people. I yelled hello at Marina Sirtis down the hall because I couldn't help myself, which is kind of pathetic, but you know. But you know, we had our pictures taken in Borg alcoves, and I had lunch at Quark's, and you know, an all around great time was had. And you know, went to some other parts of Vegas, saw the Grand Canyon, all that fun stuff, and then we had to go back and put the motorcycle in a U-Haul and drive it home in the back of a U-Haul, as opposed to being on the motorcycle. But you know, it turned out to be it was a good trip. But as I say, we lost the second half and the opportunity to go and visit a whole bunch of podcaster people that I had been looking forward to going to see. So there's that. But
please, like Tom and Cecil really have time enough to be bothered with you. Oh, come on.
You know that right here you are looking at a blue snowball microphone that came from Glory Hole Studios.
I really, really don't need to hear that entire collection of words together. Dalan knows. Dalan knows.
I know, and I was waiting, and I thought, okay, how can you possibly make that worse? And then you did.
Yep.
Snowball, Glory Hole Studios. Yeah. Yep. The job is done. Good night, everybody.
Right there it is. Still on the top of the list. Right on the top of the list. Still there.
Snowball, my blue Snowball microphone from Glory Hole Studios. So there you go.
Not helping me.
Oh, I laughed. I was I was arguing with a right-wing nut job a week or so ago.
And that was your first mistake.
No, that's just a Tuesday.
Exactly, for me anyway. And sadly, an atheist right-wing nut job. I know they're the worst because they're like, you can't use that argument on me. I'm not religious. Blah blah blah. Whatever. But this dork, he goes to my profile, and the first thing he finds is me wearing the Glory Hole shirt, and he's like, "You're wearing a penis on your shirt in public. You need to act like a lady." I'm like, yeah, exactly. Just because I'm wearing a giant penis on my chest in public doesn't mean I'm not a lady, asshole.
Yes, that's right. Oh, yeah. By the way, for those of you that are listening to the podcast version, let me go ahead and explain this one again.
Yeah.
Some of you are going to get that. Some of you are going to go, oh, shit, I'm going to have to go look at the video again, aren't I? God damn it. All right,
yes, you are. You are going to have to do that. So, yeah. But I've come across, I know more.
Sorry,
I know there's more than two, but I have encountered two rabid, racist, right-wing nut job atheists on Facebook in the last few months, which is, those are some people I'd like to forget for the most part. But what was really funny about the last guy? Oh, hello, there's a Vladimir, and there he goes. The last guy who was bitching about me being a lady, of course, he's also anti-abortion, and he started calling me a monster because I support choice and whatnot, and the old baby killer crap. And I'm like, dude, I have been debating abortion on the internet since 2006. Like, calling me a baby killer is so 2006. And he's showing me the chopped up fetus pictures, and I'm like, I've seen those. Do you have any new ones that I haven't seen yet? And he's like, how can you look at this and not be so disgusted, and blah 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 blah. Long and the short of it is,
I can answer that.
Because it looks like pizza toppings. That's why.
No. I'm sorry. Would you like to show me a picture of a fetus this time instead of, follow me on this one, a naturally aborted elephant fetus? If memory serves, one of the famous ones that gets floated around is an elephant fetus.
That would not surprise me in the least. Or, okay, my cat just set the tribble off, in case anyone can hear that. But a lot of them are miscarriages, right? And they're not even abortions. So I'm totally unimpressed by this. But the funny part was, he starts bragging about, he's also belongs to a group that believes in this conspiracy thing, Citizen Q or QAnon QAnon. And so he's like, well, I normally, if you were American, I would have gone and found your phone number by now and had an auto dialer like totally harassing you. I'm like, oh, well, what's stopping you? He's like, well, Canada doesn't give out phone numbers the way they do here. I'm like, oh, poor muffin. And he says, but I belong to several conservative groups with QAnon, and I'm going to post screenshots of this, and some of them are going to find your number, and you're going to have to talk to them. Like, awesome! I can see how many of them I can get to hang up on me. And he's like, huh? And
it's like, okay, come at me, bro.
I know.
If you're bragging that you're a member of QAnon, you're full of shit.
Yep. Oh, like his profile pictures are like QAnon stuff. So I'm laughing my ass off.
Profile picture is that of God. Does that make me God?
So I'm like,
just using logic here.
I can't wait to hear from your crazy friends because I will totally freak them the hell out. Like I'll be well, my our girl Samantha, we were talking about it, and she's like, Deb's Fetus Emporium. You kill them, we grill them. You know.
Wait.
For me, that whole joke about the pizza thing is like, somebody shows me a picture like that. It's like, I used to be Jewish. That stuff looks like breakfast to me.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever.
Those have to be Christian to eat them, though. Yeah.
So he was trying to freak me out that he was going to have all these people dox me and all this. I'm like, whatever. And guess how many contacts from people I got?
9.
Try none whatsoever.
I mean,
big fat goose egg. I'm like, yeah, you're so full of shit, buddy.
Yeah. And now I'm pretty sure that if you were to post screenshots of that conversation to your friends,
you'd be harassing.
Buddy wouldn't be getting a moment's rest.
Hell no. Hell no.
Here's the other thing. Those same people, if you do to them what they do to you, then they declare themselves to be being picked on.
Yeah, they're victims.
They're the victims.
Whereas
they were trying to
to me, and if they were to, and if he had actually done that, it would have been, oh, well, that's what you get for being a baby killing monster. And I'm like, whatever, buddy, bring it on.
Here's one for you, by the way. Ajax Mortuary, where deadliness is next to godliness. Yes, I've completely stolen that one from a radio skit.
Good afternoon, City Morgue. You kill 'em, we chill 'em. Some go to heaven, some go to hello.
Well, when I had a landline, one I did, and I set it all myself. I was like, "Hello, City Morgue," or no, "Hello, you've reached the City Morgue. If you'd like to claim a body, please press 1. If you'd like to have us collect a body, please press 2. If you'd like to drop off a body, please press 3. If you have lost a body, please press 4. Like totally serious. Like,
and if you'd like to grill a body for lunch later, please press 5.
Exactly. So yeah, buddy with the hordes of QAnon supporters made me laugh. That's for sure. So
yeah, and remember, kids, it was far more satisfying to be able to do this.
I've been waiting all year to do that.
See, what's satisfying for me is getting them to hang up on me.
No, I know. But it's not quite the same as just kind of going, you know what?
Cut down. Yeah.
It's not quite the same.
Here comes the Vlad. We have our Vlad sighting again.
Mm.
I did a drive-by shoulder perch earlier. Yes, he's getting huge.
Yes.
He's like 2/3 the height of the 11-year-old cat already. It's ridiculous.
And that's a good that happened for you this year. You only got him just this year.
Yeah, we got our baby in September. So he's just 4 months old, our little feline baby. And so that was definitely good because last year we lost 3, which sucked major. So yeah, it's been nice having a kitten mostly nice having a kitten in the house. He's a bit of a terror. He's chewed up my hands and legs rather badly, but they're finally starting to heal.
Is what it is.
Here comes our sausage. This is the 11-year-old. Miss Callie.
Who is very much in the line of, dude, okay now.
Yeah.
I was sleeping.
No. She was sleeping, exactly.
Leave the toe beans alone.
Toe beans. Yeah. But no, it's been fun having the little guy around. And oh my gosh, Christmas Day, we had a bunch of people over. And he was adorable. He was like jumping on people's laps and jumping on people's shoulders and kissing them. And everybody thought he was awesome. He was like Mr. Lovable. In fact, one of our guests who he likes cats, but he's more of a dog person. He's like, if I had a kitty who was like him, I could totally have a cat. So we had to check everyone's bags on the way out, so just to make sure. But no, he had a good time schmoozing with all the guests and enjoyed himself thoroughly, and of course playing like crazy in all the boxes. And we gave him a chunk of tissue paper from present wrapping, and that made him happy for a while. So, and now he's wrestling with Callie. Because you may pick up some growling in the background at some point.
It's all right. If we can deal with triple sounds, I'm sure we can deal with that.
I think so. And yeah. And now he's wrecking my curtains. Lovely. That's all right. You little shitheads.
So, Tech, okay. Can I ask if you are in a situation where the shutdown affects you, your group, your people that you work with? Before you even answer, yes, it does, no, it doesn't. Can I ask something like that?
Well, yeah, you can ask that all you want. As to whether or not somebody's going to answer is probably going to be more personal in that respect. I'm a government contractor, right? And I can tell you right now that as far as the government shutdown goes, the Department of Defense was funded before the shutdown.
Of course it was.
So the people that I coordinate and work with are still working. They still come to work. They still go to work. However, it does do a lot of negative things, like those who were on vacation are on call. And so let's say, for example, one of the captains in my office, if he had vacation leave, I'm sorry, they don't call it vacation, they call it leave. If his leave was scheduled to be all the way through sometime in January, all that leave's gone. He now has to go to work because there's a shutdown. And so if he decides, okay, well, I'm going to work from home, and he's spending time with his family, and the phone rings and it's work. In the story, you go in, that sort of thing. But he might have been, had 6 hours that day of family time, so bill 6 hours to his leave, and then the other hours that he did work, they'll work. At least I think that's how they work it. I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on it. But me, for example, my contract was fully funded a long time ago. And because the Department of Defense is funded, when my government representatives go to work, I'm able to go to work. What did happen is he recently, as in this Friday, the head Cheeto signed, I guess it was an executive order or something, basically freezing all raises for government employees.
Yep.
For the entire 2019. He is convinced that his shutdown and freezes and everything else are affecting only Democrats. What he doesn't realize is what they're affecting is the Democrats and the people who are soon to become Democrats.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's doing more for the Democratic movement than the Democrats are doing. Hell, the Democrats are so beside themselves that they're screwing shit up, going, wait a minute, we don't have to work this hard. We don't know what to do. We've never had this problem before. Well, maybe we fuck shit up and it'll be like normal. It's like, no, this is a time for all you people to get your ducks in a row and go, hey, look, we're not Donald Trump. Hey, look, we're not Donald Trump. Hey, look, we're not Donald Trump. Yeah, sure. A Democrat in Texas is going to be a little bit more conservative and less liberal than the Democrat, say, in Maryland or say, New York. Because let's be honest here, it's Texas.
Yeah.
But that's something that a lot of regular Johnny homeowners don't understand. is that your Democrats in one state are going to be a little bit different than Democrats in another state based on demographics.
Yeah, and you know what, Brigid, I mean, only because, you know, I need to make sure that I keep you awake once in a while. How weird is it to think that one of the major talking points that the Democratic Party can outline to say, you know, vote for us is we're not that guy.
Yeah, that is not a way to get elected.
But it's, I hate to say it, it's not a, it may not ultimately be a successful way of doing it, but damn if it isn't really appealing to be able to say that currently, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it is. I think that Trump has miscalculated this badly, which I'm glad that he has. This is going to turn around to bite him in the ass. But it's just unfortunate that it's going to hurt a lot of people that have done nothing wrong in the process. And I thought that was kind of funny that they were sending out this letter of, here, try to barter for your rent with your landlord or whatever. Like that would really work. If you can't pay for your mortgage, then see if you could do some construction work for them or some maintenance or something. Yeah, right.
Oh, that's going to go over real well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And this is going to do more to hurt the economy than anything else that he has done.
Yeah, on that side of it all, by the way, Dalan, Heretic Woman, last I remembered, I don't ever remember hearing about a government shutdown on your side of the border.
I don't recall that ever. Well, we're not structured in the same way.
No, but I mean, even so, at a federal level, to the best of my knowledge, I don't think I've ever heard of something like that having happened.
Yeah, I don't think it ever has. As far as I can recall, and I can recall back a little ways. Like, you know, I remember when Diefenbaker died.
See, for those of you that are paying attention at home, this is her way of taking a dig at me for being old.
No, it isn't.
How the hell am I supposed to be the persecuted leader of this band if you go ahead and, you know, thanks?
She has to apologize. Ooh.
Well,
something like that.
Something like
but,
that.
She's a humanist. She's not like an American politician.
Do you even remember or know who Diefenbaker was?
Wasn't he the main villain in Phineas and Ferb?
No.
I think I'm the wrong guy.
No.
There's a very select group of people right now that are going, wait, what? Just don't worry about it.
Here it goes again. No, Diefenbaker was a prime minister in the 1950s.
Mm-hmm.
And he died. He died on August 16th, 1979, exactly 2 years after Elvis, which is the first person I remember famously dying. That's kind of cool.
Okay.
But yes. Anyway, but no, I have never ever heard of the Canadian government being shut down because somebody didn't get their way. That would just be stupid. And it wouldn't happen because we intelligently structured our government so that that's not possible. No.
That's actually a really, really good piece.
Oh, and as a side note, something else that happened that was good this year is I got to go meet Dalan. In fact, I met Dalan twice.
That's right, too. There was the impromptu thing when I was out in Hamilton for work.
Yep.
Managed to I let Heretic Woman know that I was in the area. She said, "Oh, here's my address," and it wasn't really that far away.
Yeah,
So the three of us went out for dinner. That was a good time.
it was.
And then she came out here for the that Alberta Secular Conference.
And then I crashed on his couch for 3 nights,
Mhm.
which was awesome.
And we went to we went to Banff.
Yeah. I just regret. I regret that I didn't ask you if you could take more time, because I would have stayed longer if I had known. But shit happens. But yeah, Banff was awesome.
And we also got to hang out with
Ali and Alishba.
Yes. So and they were the keynote speakers at the conference. So
yep,
that was kind of cool. It was it wasn't necessarily an atheist convention. It was more it was very secular. The focus, the two big foci, I guess, for the thing was dying with dignity.
Mm-hmm.
Another one, this is where I met Luke from a pupil. He's a huge advocate for getting government funding out of religious schools.
Yes.
We have a lot of Catholic schools up here. And of course, they want to impose Catholic indoctrination. Yep. I know they want to say teachings, but I want to say, I'm going to say what it is. But the trouble is that they are partially funded by taxpayers who are not all Catholic, myself included.
And we have the same problem in Ontario.
Yeah. So there's a big push to getting the government, either A, the government gets out of Catholic schools, or B, Catholic schools shut down completely and everything gets integrated. That's the ultimatum. But of course, we've got a couple of, hardcore Catholics out here who have surprisingly not yet been accused of buggering a child.
Give it time.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for the day Bishop Fred Henry arrested for child abuse. On that day, ladies and gentlemen, I will go get that latte. I will take a picture of myself with that mustache because Pastor Manning is taking too damn long.
There's that. Wait a second. On that angle, wasn't there a very high-profile priest that was finally convicted?
Come on home, Cardinal Pal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, there's. That was another thing with this year is that we saw that humongous crackdown. What was it in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, well, it started in Pennsylvania, but there are multiple states with investigations ongoing now.
And the worst part about it is, if memory serves, Boston was where it started. And unfortunately, that was some years ago now. 2000. Well, the article broke in 2002, but the investigation began, I think, in 99 or 2000, somewhere in there. It was delayed due to 9/11. And now we've got the Catholic Church having said things like, they were asking for it. Or they were seducing them.
The Catholic Church is a bunch of hypocrites.
Oh.
You've got these people where the head hat figure, silly hat guy in charge, lives a life of true opulence, surrounded by gold and servants and everything, saying, we should try living with less material goods. Really, asshole? You may not own a lot, but look at everything that's surrounding you, everything that's given to you, everything that's handed to you, just because you can pray harder than somebody else. A metric that's not even truly measurable. You just have to bullshit your way through.
I was going to say, how does one measure how hard one prays?
Well, here's the thing. If you get really, really hard and impregnate the choir boy, apparently you're doing a good job.
Apparently.
Okay, completely wrong kind of praying.
Really? Well, the way the
Well,
Catholic Church does it, you could have fooled me.
Yeah, like there's praying to something, and then there's praying on somebody.
Yeah, and
Suffer unto me the little children.
I could be wrong, but Brigid, I did pass biology. Impregnating boys
This doesn't happen.
no, basting.
Well, maybe somebody should tell the church that, because honestly,
They're
I
trying
don't
really
think
hard.
they
on it.
know that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, like
No.
I have to wonder: is there something in the Catholic doctrine that says, the secret to the resurrection is by impregnating a male? Is that part of it? Like, is there a ritual somewhere in a version of the Catholic Bible that we all haven't seen that says, the Messiah will be born out the rectum of a young choir boy after being impregnated by a priest?
No, and I can prove it because back in the 80s there was a movie with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger where Arnie gets pregnant, and there was nobody talking about it back then. So screw y'all. And I can't believe that I actually remember that. Fuck.
I do.
Oh God, I'm. You guys have no idea the level of derp that's running through my head right now that I actually remember this. Oh my God. The hell was the name of it? It was Twins. That's what it was called. It was Twins.
No, the one you're thinking of is Junior, I think.
Junior, yes, that's it.
Right?
Yep. Twins was also with Danny DeVito, but Junior is, because Danny DeVito plays the other scientist who develops the technology for him to get pregnant.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
Sorry, I needed a couple of seconds there because, not doing so good at the moment. I'm almost done. I've still got
Little froggy.
Little bit. I don't know if it's because it's getting a little bit dry. I mean, winter, the heater, it dries out a little bit, but I don't know. Although there is something to be said for, actually liking Tang. It's one of those things.
I was drinking orange juice at Christmas, but I was, filling it half full of bubbly first.
Yeah. Well. Oh yeah. We actually tried to make homemade eggnog tonight. So it's in the fridge, chilling. So I guess I'll find out tomorrow how well I did with that. And if it turns out to be worthwhile, cool, because then I'll have something for New Year's with friends. And if not, then whatever. And by the way, Tom and Cecil, you guys don't like nog. That's fine. You don't have to have nog. See, it's just like with abortions. You don't have to have one if you don't want to.
There you go.
See, see how that works?
The religious right tells us that if a Planned Parenthood is open, then there has to be abortions because a Planned Parenthood isn't good for anything else.
Well, the other side of that too is if there are no more abortions, isn't that subverting God's will since everything happens for some stupid
reason?
Yeah, praying for intervention is trying to change the way that God has made things work.
Yeah, I never understood that because if you're the type of believer that thinks God has a plan, then who the hell are you to ask God to alter his plan for you?
Right.
Well, there's another mentality that goes along with that too. Obviously, if there is a Planned Parenthood and some religious nut job decides they're going to go firebomb it, which we're not advocating. It's a bad idea. Don't firebomb anything. And they get away with it. Then their mentality says, well, obviously God, is supporting me in my action because God did not stop me. And unfortunately, that is a mentality that people have.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting.
Yes, it is.
Lack of critical thinking skills and logical thought processes.
How about something something completely out of left field? Something
Baseball?
good. No, something good. And I can't believe I'm saying it this way. That happened to me. I learned something very specific this year, and I've actually incorporated it into my head, and I am not letting it go away. And this is going to be very, very important to a very, very select few people.
You have a friend.
I now know that the proper term for multiple octopus is octopuses, not octopi.
Really?
It is octopuses because it came from crap. I'm trying to remember. I believe it was Greek. Ergo, it uses multiple s's as other terms, as opposed to foci, which was part of the reason why I remembered about it. It was just like niggling back in my head. So yes, octopuses, not octopi. And that's something that I actually had to relearn because I'm pretty sure I heard it once before. And this year, that's one of my things.
So now, is Jesus from Greek? Because I always call it Jesus.
He had 12. He had 12 guys that were with him. Greek could have been, don't know. The flying Elvises. So is it Elvises or Elvi?
I thought it was Elvi.
You know what? I don't know. I guess maybe it's something we get to look up for.
I've got my Google on.
See, the flying Elvises, I think they for those of you that don't know, they are a crap, I forgot what the word was. Parachute. Skydive parachute.
So
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for your enjoyment, the flying Elvises.
So when you type it in Google, it auto completes to flying Elvises. However, the first link under flying Elvises is flyingelvi.com.
There you go. See?
I was right. It is Elvi.
See? So Google knows enough that we're going to screw it up, and then they'll go ahead and they'll show you, oh, see? Now let's go ahead and show you right.
So I'm going to say if it's Elvi, it's going to be Jesus.
You know, what's really funny about all these arguments, I have the easiest way to beat all of them. Just
Okay.
go watch porn. You'll be happier.
Oh,
You'll be happier.
Earlier this evening, we had a family Christmas for one side of my family, a bit late this year, and my niece was given a great big wooden welcome sign for Christmas by her mother. And like the thing is like 6 feet tall. It's bigger than me. And I was like, girl, you better watch where you put that thing or you're going to have JWs lined up at your door. And she's like, has Nana told you about my JW problem? And I didn't know that she actually had been having issues with JWs at the door. So we were laughing about that. And then we started talking about ways to discourage JWs from returning. And now my niece has three children under 3. She's got 2-year-old twins and a 10-month-old baby. So she's not going to do this right now. But I said, if you're ever home alone, like seriously, answer the door naked. But even better, answer the door naked while watching Pornhub on your phone.
Better yet, teach the 3-year-olds how to have a sacrifice a bucket of KFC, and tell them that when you do this, doing so is referred to as having a Christian sacrifice. And then when they come to the door and she has the kids there and go, "Hey kids, do you think we should invite them in for a Christian sacrifice?" And they go, "Yeah, on
Yeah.
forever."
Yeah, see, you talk about the sun being 6 foot tall and is taller than you, hon. You could actually cut off the ME at the end of welcome, and that sign would still be taller than you.
Well, yeah. But on the upside, I'm still taller than Brigid.
Yes, you are.
Now, if I get there is a slight chance that Miss Ashley might be able to make it to the wedding. I can prove to all my family that there are 4 women who are shorter than me.
Yep.
Are you taller than Ron Jeremy?
Yes. Oh, me? No.
I
Haven't heard a Ron Jeremy reference in a while, eh, Sue?
no. It was about
I know I
okay.
haven't been paying attention to a lot of the Wednesday night shows. Sorry.
Is shorter than I am.
Well, that. Yeah, I was about to say that's a low bar to get over, but no. Okay, Dalan, I have to ask you because the sheet is actually behind the end of show information sheet,
Right.
so let's. I don't know if you want to flip a coin. Do you want to take any kind of bet? Friendly bet, not like a trader places dollar. Is Ron Jeremy on the list or not? Because I don't even remember.
I don't think he ever was.
I don't know, but
No.
For those of you that don't know, oh, that's right. We didn't do the list Friday because you weren't there, and I didn't think about it. We get to do that next week. For those of you that don't know. Because for whatever reason, Joey Dalan and I do a Friday night online radio stream, and every year since 2013, oh my god, we started this list in 2013. Anyway, it is a list of things that we're not allowed to talk about on the air on Friday nights. It doesn't apply to anything else, but it's really good idea not to talk about some of these things. For instance,
Solution on his skin.
No. There are a few items on this list. There's a good goddamn reason why they're on this list.
Yes.
They were your reasons. That's why.
You know what, Tech?
We all negotiated. We've all talked about them.
Yes. You know what? Just for you, I'll start off with one that was never attributed to the show directly. Dalan probably knows already which one I'm going to go ahead and regale him with, because it didn't come from any of the hosts or any of the stars of listening to the show, which was, there it is, courtesy of the Geologic podcast.
Yes.
Let me put the camera on you and your reaction to the expression urethral force. You're welcome.
There's a story. Memories of my last STD testing.
Yeah, that's what you get. It actually has nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with. That's as it should be. This, however, had everything to do with an airplane trip and blue water. If you want to find out a little bit more than that, go bug George Robb and ask him, because I'm sure that he would go, "Wait, did I say? Oh, I did." So, George, that one's all for you, babe, because really good. I don't want to. Oh God, there's some items on here that are just I'm trying to find something that isn't going to completely break the idea that we should only be a rough PG. There is okay. This one isn't that bad, but it was on the list for a while. Bowel-seizingly terrifying.
I think that one came from one of the lists that we did on
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. And hey, I know that Brigid, I know that you're not you don't have your camera on or anything, and that's okay. Hey, have fun at this one because now that Christmas is over and New Year's is almost upon us, that means that we've got to look forward to Valentine's Day, which there is Valentine's Day stuff up at BJ's Wholesale now. Go fig. Anyway.
Oh damn!
It was already that way for Boxing Day. So go fig. Whoa. So Brigid, enjoy this one, and I swear to you, I'm reading exactly on here, and Dalan can vouch for me. Chocolate anus.
Oh God.
Why?
Oh, I've seen that going around on Facebook.
Yeah. Okay. Let me give you guys a little bit of education on that. When we first started talking about that particular one, that was one of the first WTF news segments I ever did, and that article is so old. Wow, you guys are terrible.
By the way, if you go to Amazon, you can actually get them in white chocolate.
Yeah, Tech
or milk chocolate.
Why?
Sorry.
Tech. This whole thing is so old. I got Jinya to cringe on it. She was still part of the show when I first aired that whole thing.
Oh wow!
Wow, yeah. I'm looking at these things up close. The zoom in on the pictures, and they really do look like a pucker.
They're molded after.
Wow, I wonder who they used.
I don't. You know what?
If you go look, John Jeremy.
If you go looking, you can actually find a kit where you can do it for your own damn self.
Yes.
Nah, too much hair would get in the way.
That's. By the way, Felix has already said, "Go easy on Brigid. Any lady who wields needles is to be respected." True. Very true. Let's see.
Distributed in America by OMG International. I didn't know there was a company called OMG International. That's actually kind of cool that somebody said, look, nobody came up with a company with this name yet. Let's take it. That means there might be an LOL and ROFL company.
Sure, why not?
RTFM. Prince Manuals. Could you imagine a company called RTFM Productions and they print manuals?
WTF and Co.
I'm looking at this. What do customers buy after viewing this item? And it has a 23andMe DNA test. Sour, sweet, sour, soft, chewy, gummy candy.
Yeah, but look at some of the customer feedback. The first sentence: these made a date from hell turn into a nightmare.
Oh, Lord.
The final two sentences of that same one was, I ate the chocolate and they were amazing. I don't care whose bum they're cast from. They're delicious. They have delicious lines and flavorful contours.
Ew.
Oh, God, Dalan.
That'd be enough to put me off chocolate for a while.
Oh, God, this is funny.
Yeah, Dalan. This one credited to Nina. Oh God, I actually need to use the echo on this one just a little bit of echo, not so much. Behold my quivering crotch nipples.
Oh my God, I remember that.
That's
okay. I gotta Google this.
No, you don't need to. You don't.
Please spell crotch. CROCH.
CROTCH.
Oops. I'm having a late night. Urban Dictionary. There are many crotch nipples in the world, and they are all due to mindless cruelty on the part of God. It does not actually exist. That's the number one result.
You know what? That's probably the best result that you could possibly have. Just
Nipple crotch pyramid.
don't.
Open crotch nipple sex teddy lingerie wholesale.
Yeah, one that was removed from the list. If the pig snout fits.
Meh.
Yeah, well, for those of you that know Bad Dragon, you probably know.
Yeah.
Anyway, oh, and arguably the best one, and I've forgotten who it was that had. I think it was Aaron, actually, Dalan.
Mhm.
The complaint, and there is an exclamation point at the end of it. I was in mid fucking gulp.
Sorry, I whacked the microphone with my drink.
It's all right. Yeah. See, I have a bad habit of when I'm on the air with somebody, especially on the Friday shows, I have a bad habit of trying to slip in one of those hand grenade jokes. One of those deadpan comments that you don't realize what it was until half a second later when you're in the middle of taking a drink because you're figuring, nah, he's just going to go ahead and say whatever the hell. Oh my God, that was actually funny. And I heard somebody one time. I think it was Aaron. One of those people that I could get away with it. So we've got to go through that, but that's a whole other thing from later. I was trying to go for some levity for a change.
Okay.
Whisper thin.
I'm still finding the
Oh God, I remember that one. That is a Joey.
Yeah,
That one is a Joey.
You know, I was just looking at it and I just put it. Whisper thin shit ticket.
Yeah.
Whisper thin shit ticket. Yes.
That was a line that came from a list that he had done, and it was so disgusting it just had to go on the list.
And only because I want to finish off my piece on this with something that is just it deserves a place of honor and distinction. Ejaculating a 10-foot ribbon of butter.
Oh God.
Oh.
And the funny part of it is, it's not anything other than exactly what it says on the tin.
Ooh.
No. It was, believe it or not, a little device that you put a whole stick of butter into, close the top,
and it's like, yeah. I've seen those.
And if memory serves, it was somebody's review, and it's exactly what they put. Ejaculating a 10-foot ribbon of butter.
Oh man.
So have fun with that idea to start off the new year.
You know, now I'm gonna have weird thoughts every time somebody says parquet.
Promise?
I can't believe it's not butter.
You better believe it when you take that pregnancy test.
Yeah, Heretic Woman, you might want to be a little bit more careful. You don't want to get hit in the face with a duck.
Yeah, that would suck for sure.
There's some people who actually remember that.
Go suck a duck.
No. You remember that Fabio got hit in the face with a duck, and he was doing the whole.
No, I didn't know he got hit in the face with a duck.
Yeah.
Oh
duck
damn!
Bird. I forget which one it was. Yeah, he was on a roller coaster and right in the nose.
That's funny.
See, I have such useless facts in my head. It's not even.
Oh
I don't
damn!
even know what to do.
That's funny because Fabio was pretty overrated, I think.
That's the nicest way of putting it. Yeah. Okay, dig this. Fabio, super overrated. But Bruce Campbell can never be overrated. He is the master of what he does. And what he does is piss off Spider-Man. Thank you.
Fabio did have nice hair, though.
He did, but he was still kind of overrated.
Yeah, but his hair was really pretty.
Yeah, if you go in for that kind of,
I like long hair.
It's fine. It's fine.
I do too. Although, Arno's got a buzz cut, but that's more so out of necessity. But
yeah, nice. Nice to know that it's fine. It's fine.
What? I'm not marrying you.
Thank God.
Yeah.
It would never work out. I mean, here I am. I'm Italian, and you're without a soul. I mean, nobody needs that.
Yeah, well,
freaking gingers. I mean, it's can't even. You're probably one of those types that claps on 1 and 3, right?
I don't know. Never thought about it.
I hope not.
But only a ginger can call another ginger.
Yep.
Is that like the whole crap with the? Never mind.
That's what Tim Minchin said. So there.
Yeah, well, Tim Minchin also said "fuck the fucking Pope," so whatever.
Yeah, he was right.
Rightly so.
Yes, it's true. That's true. So, well, we've only got. Actually, we don't have any more time to really talk about anything in any more in depth. I will say this: I'm going to try to get more people to be on the show with us. I have my sights set on Andrew Torres again.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Nuka again. And I still want to see about getting Michael Marshall from Skeptics with a K, which is going to be a little difficult because he's over there in England.
Yeah.
Which means it's Oh Dark Stupid in the morning on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
That may be a little bit difficult, but we got nothing to lose. Yeah, let's see. So I don't really have very much of anything that I want to say because I've basically said it all, which is, dumpster fire seems to be the operative word for the year, and I really don't want that to continue. I would very much like it to not be dumpster fire anymore. And the problem is, if there's one thing I've learned, the great God Murphy has a way of just going, oh, well, let me show you how this works. I learned from the leprechauns and the djinn. So yeah, it won't be a dumpster fire anymore. Let's see how far past 11 we can crank this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need that. For as the rest of you guys are concerned, any last item that you want out there for folks for the new year, or wishes or hopes, or
I'm really happy that Ruth Bader Ginsburg broke her ribs.
And yeah, because now
that's how they found her cancer.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! And now she can recover and live forever.
I will donate body parts to keep her going.
Oh, hell yeah.
All I will say is, actually, I'm hesitant to say that it couldn't possibly get any worse. But you've still got, you've got a person in charge who is, Dave Foden and I talked about this sort of. And when I say talked, we exchanged Facebook quotes on it. He looks like he's starting to show signs of dementia, just with some of the things he's been doing and saying.
He does.
That's a bad thing. And that's when I say, like, I can't see how, there's nowhere to go but up. But to be honest, Well, I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Stop chasing the wrong ball. You know, there are so many things that can be done, that should be done in the next little while. 2018 was, I said back when he got elected, you know, you guys, the Democrats had 2 years to reorganize, to gather strength, and to hit it at the midterms. And, well, okay, you did good. Could have been better, but could have been worse. Now 2020 is coming around, and that's the big show. Still haven't seen the big player. I still hear more about accusations of collusion and all of that they've been chasing forever. And that seems to be the only thing they're concerned about, whereas they should have spent all this time trying to rebuild the party into the juggernaut that it's going to need to be to win in 2020.
Well, sorry, forgive me, but to be fair, the group that's doing all this investigative work for law enforcement is supposed to be nonpartisan, and the Democratic Party admittedly has been very lackluster in trying to bring a cohesive statement. But yeah. I want to make sure that you understand that they are supposed to be completely separate entities.
No, okay, fair enough.
Just want to make sure that's
yeah. Clear. But the other thing too is that, okay, so looking at it from a media perspective, all I hear and see is, you know, that, you know, it's Russia this, it's Russia that. It should be what I should be hearing is that, you know, there's this great groundswell in the DNC, and Leader X is going to, you know, has given press conferences and has talked and is, you know, has gone out shaking hands, kissed babies, done all this wonderful stuff. You know, the charisma person should have been there right now, you know, hyping, you know, making sure the hype was real. You know, now you've got 2019. I'm hoping that there's somebody there. Otherwise, yeah, come 2020, it could happen all over again. You know, for all the talk and all the fear and everything that he's generated, the fact that it's not sparked the kind of action to rebuild the party the way it should be rebuilt is jaw-dropping. You want him out so badly, but where's the artillery? Where's the person that's going to do it? I haven't seen that person yet. And I know, Brigid, we've talked. There is somebody that has the potential. Mm-hmm. But do they have? Do you think that person would get enough support nationwide to become the leader of the party? You know, and that's the other thing too, is that, you know, do you go the route of the best person for the job, or do you look for the figurehead that's going to represent this faction, that faction, and every other faction, EIEIO, all that kind of stuff? Or are you going to get somebody there who is like a frickin' politician who knows how to do the frickin' job to turn the frickin' country around?
Well, I mean, the person that I think would do a good job at that doesn't have the name recognition, and that's going to be a big thing.
Yeah.
But he does have a book coming out, and he's going to be going on a book tour and things like that, so maybe that will help. But I think we need somebody other than, you know, an elderly white dude running.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you also got to watch that. Like, I've seen, you know, Bernie hit on a lot of good things. I think he had a lot of decent ideas, but you got to watch that too. I mean, there's a lot of left-leaning stuff that's coming out there that's starting to sound a lot like what America doesn't want to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, some of it sounds good, but you know, you just came out of a Cold War against certain ideologies. And now there are some factions of the Democratic Party that want to put you into that ideology. That's not the right move. You're not going to win hearts and minds with that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, I'd say don't let up on those seatbelts just yet, folks. I think the ride's going to get a little bit bumpier before it smooths out.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And as always, we're not getting ready to build our wall just yet.
Nope.
Although I still think I want to do a GoFundMe to put one around Quebec, but that's just me.
Get the funny feeling you guys
I
have.
see where you guys are putting up a little privacy hedge, though.
Yeah, getting the feeling that it's probably going to be more a hedge maze than anything else.
Don't start talking about walling off Ontario yet, because we can get rid of them. Might take a little time, but we can do it.
Yeah.
Tech, anything for you? I know that you got your camera. Oh, well, there you are again.
I'm tired.
That's fair.
I'm sleepy.
Want to just call it?
But I'm also tired of my government. You know, I know I work for them. Basically, I work for the military aspect of the government through the contracting work that I do. And, you know, I know there's the sentiment of, well, look, if you don't like something, change it. If you don't like something, don't support it. You know, and by the very act of working for them, in a way, supporting. And here's the other thing. Sometimes you have to play the game so you can get enough ahead that you can go change something.
Yeah.
It's like we tell people who are still relying upon their folks when it comes to things like college education and such. If you've got to bite the bullet and go to church and say the silly words and do the silly actions so you can get your $40,000 a year or whatever you need for your college education, you go sit on that hardwood pew and make $700 plus an hour by doing the stupid crap. It's the same way here. I've got bills to pay. I've got things to do. And sure, yeah, I could go take 2 fast food jobs or 3 fast food jobs or something of that nature. But that is not going to solve the issues that I need to address on my end in my life. So yeah, you might have somebody who's a government worker and, oh, you know, you don't like the government and you're a government worker. Why are you a government worker? Probably because that's the only job that allows them to do the things that they need to do, whether it's taking care of their family, taking care of themselves, taking care of somebody else. You don't know. And as far as change goes, do what you can where you can. You know, if that's a case of making sure that you're voting all the little guys into the little offices to start changing the foundation of the government that is in your country and working up towards the bigger people later, that's what you got to do. And that's what a lot of people are doing in this country right now. They're paying attention. They're finally paying attention. They finally had to get somebody in office so bad that the country's actually paying attention. Case in point, there's a young man who got voted into office. Basically a liberal Democrat. Fresh out of high school. Got voted into office. Beat an adult who had been holding the same office for several years. And he ran on an open and honest platform. That's how he got in. Figuring out what the people wanted. Saying, hey, this is what you want. This is what I can do. You vote for me, I'll go do this for you. That's how he got in. And he wanted things to change. Hell, he had my support.
Brilliant.
He's younger, but he's smarter than me. I'll give credit where credit's due.
Heretic Woman, any last item real quick?
Getting married this year. There's that. We're looking to adopt our Samantha, who yes, she's 29, but that's okay. Everybody needs parents.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's we're looking forward to that too. So yeah, that's kind of exciting. So it's about, I'm a take a day every day as it comes kind of person. I don't do New Year's resolutions. I don't tend to do a lot of goal making kind of stuff. So yeah, thank you, Felix. So yeah, I just kind of like go with the flow and take every day as it comes. And this year could have been better in many ways, and in many ways it was good too. So we shall see.
Fair enough. And I think I've pretty well said all that I really needed to, but TDF had gone ahead and put in. Where is it over here? Run for city council, county commissioner, education boards, PTA, chamber of commerce, run a charity organization, help clean your neighbor's lawn, make a community, find some friends. All right, first off, you know what? Seriously, man, pick one, because I mean that whole list, and then you add on friends. Dude, do you know us? Make a subversive relationship. Well, okay, now I'm back on board again. Give your balls a tug.
I'm not sure what that's in reference to.
I've got a laser mouse now, so no. don't need to do it. Although I used to be able to go over to the Microsoft replacement parts division and juggle the mouse balls once in a while and have people actually go, some people.
I was gonna say though, I don't have any of those appendages, so you couldn't be talking to me. You must be talking to you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll go with that.
By the way, in addition to having an edible anus casting for chocolate, you can also get a casting bronzed.
I don't recommend that. Bronze is much hotter than chocolate.
I would like to request that we not get any of those for the wedding for presents.
Yeah,
I wouldn't recommend it either because that's 450 pounds.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah. Okay.
Wait. $1,000 to cast your ass in bronze.
Pounds sterling. Yes, not like pounds of.
Yeah, no. Like you said, 450 pounds. That works out to that's 2 to 1, roughly for the Canadian dollar. So that's like you said, almost $1,000
to bronze your ass.
To bronze your butthole.
Well, that's
okay. Just for the record,
yes,
I don't want to do that.
Well,
however,
it's a step beyond.
No, hold it. No. Wait a second. After having said, I don't want to bronze my ass, for you to continue on and say, however, I am already going to go ahead and grab the list now. And I'm going to tell you ahead of time that whatever it is probably going to end up on the list.
It's
right
nice
ahead.
Like this. Yeah, it's nice like this, folks. I wish we were making monetary bets. As I was saying, I do not want to bronze my butthole. But what I do want is the kind of money and the kind of lifestyle where something like that could be considered.
Where you could consider bronzing your asshole just for fun.
Yeah.
Well, see, at that point,
it's like I
You may as well spend the extra money and bronze another appendage instead.
I make you a counter proposal.
Okay.
Again, this is a select group of people who actually get that reference. I will trade you the amount of money it would require to bronze one's
Appendage?
anus.
Oh, okay.
I would trade you the money for in order to have a physique worthy of being bronzed.
Fair point.
Mm.
Fair point.
I mean, after all, my anus has seen some shit. You probably wouldn't want that turned into chocolate.
Oh.
All right, this whole thing's starting to go down the toilet now. We are circling the drain.
Really? This hole is good. Really?
Time to flush this thing.
Go ahead, Brigid. You're the one with the medical degree. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think we broke her. She's not going to do it.
No. No, she's not going to do it.
Nope.
Nope, not going to do it. Okay. And why not?
Because I'm not going to contribute to this.
Some people actually.
She doesn't feel like making a butthole out of herself.
When has that ever stopped anyone on this show before?
TDTF summed it up very nicely. Quote, I do not want to bronze my anus star. However, I want the money to be able to.
Yeah.
That kind of disposable income would be nice.
I do not want my anus bronzed. I do not.
I do not like to watch the
Give him a moment. Give him a moment.
No,
it's gonna be good.
Dr. Seuss freestyle failed.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not good. I'm not good at this kind of thing. I think it's
just
about
saying.
that.
I want the kind of money where I could actually bronze my penis upon death.
See, I was thinking that maybe people would be more inclined to have that bronzed.
I got news for you. I'm pretty sure if you were to go ahead and properly bronze your penis, you would die from the experience.
No,
Just
I
saying.
said afterwards.
No.
Afterwards.
There's no. See, there's a lady who colloquially known as the plaster caster, whom would have the equipment necessary to achieve said bronzing without croaking you.
Yeah, but that'd be painful. It's still hot metal.
No.
No.
What they do.
I know. They make a cast.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you can go into a sex shop and you can buy a thing to make a dildo out of your own.
Yep.
You can take a cast of your own junk and have a dildo made of it. So
wait, we should send one of these to President Trump. That way he can go fuck himself.
No.
Yes, he could.
No.
Can't we just send him a bag of dicks? It's cheaper.
But the bag of dicks is yummy. He'd probably enjoy them.
Send him a hamburger.
At the
I got a bet.
Of this 50-gallon jug of lube is a bag of dicks. How hungry are you, Mr. President?
All right, TDTF, enjoy. Oh, he's got a poopy diaper to change.
Ooh.
Congratulations.
Enjoy
You're a
that.
parent. Congrats, you're a parent.
Yes, remember, that's a color green not normally found in nature. Enjoy that. And I know from whence I speak. Just remember, get your bat shield ready because you know you're going to need it. There are a bunch of kids right now who've got no idea what the hell I'm talking about. You might learn one day.
Same batshit channel, same batshit time.
So something like that. Anyway, we really should just go ahead and just get done because it's the end of the year.
Yep.
Thank you for being with us. Seriously. And I will go ahead and I will say on behalf of all of us here at the show, we don't care whether you're here with us or not. But we're going to keep being here because
don't have anything else to
because we don't have anything better to do on a Saturday and Sunday morning. And truth be told, you can piss off for all we care. Nah, it's not true. Because we help you smile and we help you think. And with any luck in seriousness, we really hope that we kind of help reduce world suck in our own little way. What higher calling can there be sometimes? So as always, thank you for being with us. TDTF, Fearless, Stephanie, thank you guys for being with us tonight. I know for well that there are others who have been commenting on the shows, and thank you. And actually, who the hell was it that was commenting on the shows before? I completely forgot. It was Randy. I know I haven't been chiming in on all the stuff that you've been writing. I do read it. Sometimes I don't respond. A lot of times I don't respond because I don't know what I can really add to it. But
And dude, look how all over the place we are. Sometimes it just doesn't fit.
That's true.
Like a bronze Danus.
You know.
Well, someone else's bronze Danus wouldn't fit. That's for sure.
You know what? I'll leave us with this. I'm going to steal a line from Don and Mike. Some people remember who Don and Mike were. And I'm going to direct this one very specifically at one remaining member of the Trump administration. Why do you paint your bald spot?
Oh my gosh, have you seen
your bald spot? No, don't leave it right there. For those of you that are listening from in the future who have no idea what I'm talking about, look up both Don and Mike. You paint your bald spot, and then go look and see who's still remaining in the Trump administration, and you can go ahead and go, well, shit, yeah, he does, doesn't he? You paint your bald spot. I'm going to revive that line because it's too damned funny. You paint your bald spot. You're welcome. Oh my God, I just suddenly realized this is the follicle equivalent of blackface. Oh my God. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
I don't.
There's the meme going around where someone's photoshopped a cat head.
That's probably one of the nicest things. Let's just, we got to get down. We got yeah. Tech, thank you. Go sleep. Enjoy the rest of your prepaid work time environment thing, I guess, and most importantly, enjoy New Year's.
Will do. You guys too. Here's wishing that a new year actually produces positive change.
Yes, that would be good.
I mean, you can only plummet until so far, you know, at that point, you gotta be able to go back.
You know, for those of us that are, you know, without belief in a God, it's all well and good. But for those of us that actually do believe in the great God Murphy, shut the fuck up. Thank you, though. You take care of yourself.
You too, guys.
Brigid, you may actually get your wish of having President Mike Pence this year. Thanks. Only so that we can impeach. Only so that we can impeach his ass too.
Yep, he's just.
Can they impeach him before that happens?
Can we have a twofer?
Maybe.
Yes.
But in any case, in all seriousness, thanks for being with me again and being with us. And you have yourself an enjoyable New Year's too. Huh?
Yeah, you too.
She's going to make me go ahead and do this again. Come on!
You can find me on my blog at richardfitch2112.wordpress.com.
Like,
or go find me on Facebook, Richard Fitch.
I try to be so nice about it, and the whole time she's just like, "Oh, I don't really want to do it, but I'm on the show, so I should." You wanted to be. Nobody twisted your arm to come on the show, little snowflower. You know full well you asked. You got to uphold your end of the bargain.
He's got a point.
Yeah, but
No,
put me
no,
up to it.
anything after yeah, but is bullshit. So,
He told you.
the funny part of it is I'm repeating something that was told to me back in 7th grade. So, you know what?
Mm.
You know, back in the old days, back before the Transformers. Back when pants could still be plaid and nobody would get on. You know what? I'm bringing up bad memories. Heretic Woman, thank you very much for for many things, and thanks for being part of this all. And you have yourself a good New Year's.
Thank you. We are not going to do a show on Monday because it is New Year's Eve, and I know Morgan will be busy, and we will probably be. I'm thinking me and the guy are just going to sit around and play a game of Scrabble or something. But yeah, we'll pick things up in the new year. But for sure, I just today agreed to go. I've been on the Right to Reason podcast before with Robert Stanley. December 12th, around 1 p.m. Eastern, I have agreed to go. Yes.
That date has already passed.
Oh, sorry, January 12th. My bad. January 12th, around 1 p.m. And I'm tired and hungry. Okay.
It's fine.
Around 1 p.m. Eastern in the afternoon, I have agreed to go back on the Right to Reason podcast with Robert Stanley and debate a Muslim fellow.
Ooh.
So that could be fun. That's going to be fun. His Robert just pinged me about it today, and he's like, I need somebody to tear this guy a new one. I'm like, okay. So my first live Muslim debate, January 12th. So there's that.
You have fun with that.
Oh, I will. You better believe it.
Does said person actually know what they're getting themselves into?
No.
I'm almost tempted to watch this live now. Anyway, good luck with that, even so.
Well, thank you.
Dalan, you know, I was about to say, it's been fun. It's been fun. Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a year. It's been a lot of hell of a years, actually, when I think about it.
True that.
All the guests, all the events, all the laughs, all the not so laughs. But yeah, this has been good. It's been a hell of a ride this year. I can only wonder what happens next. Yeah. It's nice that at least, if nothing else, we'll always have something to talk about.
This is true.
Yeah. You know, got to give the guy credit. At least he feeds the beast that is content.
There is that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. Of course, for myself, I am the curator of the audio version of this show over at holycrapthevlogcast.com. My random thoughts on other things you can see over at inthewind.yo5.ca. And still working on a little project. You can probably hear it in the voice. It's a little scratchy at this point. Hoping that's going to clear up so that I can continue with said project so that in the very near future, I'll be able to reveal it to everybody.
Ooh.
I'd be looking forward to that. So, believe it or not, I've actually I grabbed something from the shelf I've got kind of overhead a little bit. I forgot that I kind of had this, and just suddenly remembered that I actually do have a New Year's dragon.
Oh, cool.
From now, admittedly, it is not Chinese New Year, I know, but I kept this from a couple of years ago, and I actually love this thing. It's adorable.
It's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's one of those things. So, you all have yourselves an enjoyable new year. As always, if you'd like to check out all the information, all of our links and contact info over at holycrapthevlogcast.com, yes, I'm going to be continuing that. That's one I refuse to get rid of. I'll tell you why in a minute. If you'd like to leave a voicemail message, of which we have already gotten one, which, thank you again. Phone number is 859-HCTV-554, 859-4288-554. And, of course, if you'd like to drop us a little bit of love over on patreon.com/HCTV. Like I said earlier, stopping NGOSarcoma.org is a bit of a bittersweet pill. I know full well that I've worked really hard to try and make that happen. I did for a while. I can't now. But be that as it may, the reason why I refuse to give up on this project is because I would be completely remiss if I did not specifically blame and thank Cash from Atheists on Air. I know you can't be coming out of your enforced retirement anytime soon. But when you do, and I do believe it is a when, I want you to come back. I want you to come back with us for two good reasons. One, because you called my ass out. And I upheld that. And I'm going to continue to uphold that because all it takes is one life changed. And it's all worthwhile, like you told me. And two, arguably far and away more important, you will make me sound so much smarter than I actually am. You dumbass hick motherfucker. You owe me. But we'll call it even if you come back. If there is someone who has inspired you this year, acknowledge them. You don't have to say thank you. You don't have to send them a bouquet of roses. All you got to do is just do right. So, Happy New Year, all. Please have a safe holiday, and we'll see you when you get back. Till the next time, that is. As always, I wish you all the peace I no longer have. I wish you the strength that I've learned. I wish you well. Fujin. Matane. I love you. I miss you. Dream of me. As always, until the next time we get together, everyone. Good night.
Good night.